Hi and welcome to the restoration room. I'm taking a little short break for the Easter holidays from my DIY, and also I'm in a lot of pain, but I've had quite a few people, not on here, but I've had quite a few people who have asked me, how did you actually get the house that you wanted? You kept going on about that house and how much I wanted that house. How did you actually go about it and how did you get it? The fact that I had 4 years of living in a house that was really bad, damp, cold, mouldy, a lot of issues. It wasn't just damp, mouldy and cold. It had a lot of different issues going on with the house. And I got sick of complaining to the council and complaining. And all they did was come back and put a sticking plaster over it, but not actually address the physical problem, the actual problem, and get to the root cause of the problem. I was getting tired of that. I was getting really drained, and I was thinking, am I ever going to get out of this house? Now, come November of last year, I identified a house that was suitable for my family, suitable for my needs, and I thought to myself, right, this is now the time I take the bull by the horn and I get serious with this. So that is basically when it started. I identified a solution, the solution being this house. So what I did then, I wrote a letter, I drafted a letter, and I sent that letter to 7 different departments of the authority, the local authority, through the housing officer to the housing manager, right the way up, 7 different departments. And the reason I did that is because every time I sent letters in the past, I got an email back saying, no, you've sent this to the wrong department, or I don't work in that department anymore. So I thought, right, no one is going to ignore the fact that they've got this letter. No one can deny they've got this letter if I've sent it to every single department. Plus I sent it to a local MP, plus I sent it to adult social care, and plus I sent it to the doctors. So everybody, about 7, 8, 9, 10 different people got this exact same email that I sent to the council. Also, my second strategy was to open up a compensation claim with them. So that was my letter of formal complaint sent to every department of the council, plus I opened up a compensation claim for damages done to property and personal belongings in the house. So I've got 2 things on the ball. Now, after about a week, I got a phone call and they said, I would like to offer you a house. When I asked them which house it wasn't this one. It wasn't the one I wanted, this one, because I mentioned this house in every single letter and every single email and every phone call I made. I mentioned this house, but they tried to offer me a different one. Now, luckily for me, I was under occupational therapy. When the occupational therapist turned up at the house, she instantly walked through the door and instantly said, this house is not suitable. I'm rejecting this house. Now, I am glad. I knew it wasn't suitable, and if they'd read my notes at the council, they would have known also that it wasn't suitable for my needs, because 1, it didn't have off-road parking, and 2, it didn't have a downstairs toilet, which is apparently what I needed, and yes, I do actually need it. So that was instantly turned down. On the viewing day of that property, I once again mentioned to the occupational therapist this particular house that I'm in now. I mentioned it to the housing officer that was showing me round the house that was not suitable, mentioned this house. Now, my letter of complaints came back rejected. A lot of people would have thought, oh, crikey, this is where you give in. No, you don't give in, because when I read that letter very, very carefully, I went through it with a fine-tooth comb and I highlighted all the inaccuracies and the flaws in that letter. And I sent a letter back rejecting their rejection and putting my complaint to stage 2. Now, once I did that, they must have been running around the council office pulling their hair out saying, how do we get rid of this woman? She's not going to go away. She knows what she's talking about. The letter was absolutely, they could not pull my letter apart, put it that way. I'm not a lawyer, but because of my building experience, I do know how to draft a letter. So it helps. And they would have read that and thought, wow, this woman is not going away. And I was not going to go away. Within days, I got another phone call offering me this house that I'm in. I was over the moon. I was ecstatic because, in all fairness, this type of property that I'm in doesn't come up often. It's one of those that comes up once every 20, 30 years. This type of property comes up in this particular area that I am in. Wow. So I was so pleased when they actually offered me this house. So when I say to you out there that you think you haven't got rights, you do have rights. You just need to know how to use those rights. And if at the end of the day you need to go out and get help with drafting a letter together, putting a letter together to send to the council, that is far better than you trying to draft one yourself, getting it all wrong and sending it back that they can pull apart, and they couldn't pull my letter apart. Now, I also have a big file here which is full of evidence, photos, emails, contacts. Every time I made a phone call, I wrote it down. I got a name, I put a date. So I knew every single person I spoke to, I put their name down. I put the date down. I put the time down. Every photo of any works that were done before, during, after, even when the problem started to reoccur, I've got photos of that. So I have a 4-year timeline and timestamp of everything that they did or didn't do correctly on the property. So I became my own surveyor, my own advocate, and I took the bull by the horn, and I thought I wasn't going to go away, and I became a broken record, constantly mentioning the house that I really, really wanted. So my advice to you is also what I did. If you do get that far and you do get that phone call and they do offer you that perfect house, that lovely house that you've been waiting for, and you're jumping up and down, calm down, accept the property without prejudice. And it's really important that you say that, because if you've got an open compensation claim with them, they think that offering that house to you, you will drop that compensation claim, or it's null and void. So you must then write it in an email back to them and say, yes, I do accept that property without prejudice, because that means, yes, you're accepting it, but you are not going to drop your compensation claim. And if you don't say that, they can come back to you and say, well, you've accepted this property now, you don't want to be going through this. Because even they can even say, they come out with excuses of why you shouldn't put a compensation claim in, because it costs this and it costs that and it costs taxpayers' money. Hang on a minute. Their house has destroyed your belongings. Their house has caused you severe mental distress and anxiety. You've bought furniture over the years. My carpets are absolutely ruined. My piano ruined. My daughter's camera lens ruined. Lots of different things totally ruined. We paid money for those and we need compensation for them. So yeah, and plus a lot of other things that I've will be claiming on, but I can't go into too much detail regarding that. So yeah, you do have rights, and you do need to really know how to use those rights. So if you need to get legal advice, if you need to get an independent surveyor out into your property, do that. If you need to get an occupational therapist to come out and look at your property, you must do that, because these people are all on your side. They're not on the council side, they're on your side, they're working for you. But your timeline is really crucially important. You must keep a timeline, and if you haven't already, sit down, have a think about it. And if you can go through your phone of when you've got people come, you'll get an email saying that they're coming to do work. So if you've still got all those on your phone, then please go through it. Try and get a timeline of events together. And if you do need to share this video with somebody that's in this similar situation, please do. If, for example, I can help anybody draft a letter, drop me a line, and I'll see what I can do. And I'm going to go now because it's the Easter holidays, and I'm going to have a break for a couple of weeks, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Okay, enjoy your time. Enjoy your Easter, and I'll hopefully see you next time. Okay, bye-bye for now.